Cover 4 match quarters is the best, most unique coverage defense in Madden. But today I'm going to show you 5 ways I have found to improve it. And this is going to help you whether this is the first time you have ever thought about running match coverage or if you have ran it for a long time. Now, the first thing that is going to help you is dialing in which abilities to use in match coverage. The first 2 that I've found that make a huge difference is short route and deep route KO on our cornerback. Now, these do only activate in-man coverage, so I'll be going over in a bit how we can apply them to our match coverage defense. Now, I really prefer these over the zone knockout abilities because we can get both of these abilities on our cornerbacks for 3 AP, and I have tested these abilities and they basically will activate anywhere on the field. And then just to get the deep zone KOs on your cornerbacks would cost 6 AP, and those only activate deep down the field. So we are saving 3 AP and they work everywhere. Then at our 2 safeties, I like to put mid-zone KO. This is going to improve reaction time in zone coverage when in the middle of the field, and it is going to improve our breakups at the catch point. Here it is again. Now we're in a tight formation, so we're not pressed, but you're going to see the same thing. This isn't just for deep balls. It's even just going across the field. You're going to see this deep out elite mixed with this short in elite. I've done testing on this. I've ran these 2 abilities together. I've done testing and they activate almost everywhere on the field. So right here, you're going to see this crossing route. You see he's got 3 to 4 steps on him. Great separation, but we have makeup speed here, and at the catch point, once again, our ability activates and we get a huge knockout. If it wasn't for that ability, he's easily catching that along the sideline. Here's another one with our short route KO. We see we're in a trail position here across the field. Now, we do have a hard flat here, but I want you to see this. Look, we slow this down. We're about 2 yards away. We're going to make up speed here. This ball is secured. It's totally caught. Then as soon as we make contact, it gets hit out. So that is what you're going to see a ton, guys, just all over the field. I've done a lot of testing on it as well. It's going to be Sherman here. I've tried deep zone KO and mid zone KO, and I found deep zone KO would basically never activate, but mid zone KO, I have even got it to activate deep down the field at like 25, 30 yards. So I really recommend this mid zone KO. Here it is. This route is going to be about 25 yards down the field outside the numbers, and this ability is still going to activate. We're going to get a knockout. Now, the play we're going over today is press quarters out of the formation dime 2-3-6. And for this defense, we are going to be continuing my Dick LeBeau inspired zone blitz defense out of the Baltimore Ravens playbook. And there's already a ton out for this scheme. So if you want to see everything else that goes along with this video, I'll leave a link to the scheme down in the description below. And then if you really want to unlock this whole defense and take it to the next level, you need to check out my website, Scheme King. I have even more in-depth defensive breakdowns to really unlock all of this scheme and make it one of the best, most complete defensive schemes in Madden 22. Now, if you want to check out Scheme Kings, I'll leave a link down in the description below. So our second tip is running this pressed quarters, but we're actually going to bring our players up. They're going to be pressed, and we are going to man up our 2 outside corners. This is going to work great because we are going to press and beat up the receivers at the line of scrimmage. This is going to break up the timing of the route, make it take longer for the routes to get deeper down the field. Now, I like to use a press quarters where our corners are automatically going to be at the line of scrimmage pressing, but you can also manually press if you want to use a different cover 4 quarters. Then once at the line of scrimmage, I'm going to take my cornerbacks and manually man them up with the receivers across from them. This is going to work very well because now it is going to let our man coverage ability, short route and deep route KO. The other thing manning these players up allows us to do is actually shade inside. Your cornerbacks are going to move about a yard inside. This is going to make it so much tougher for the offense to complete inside breaking routes. And if you think about it, almost every route that these wide receivers are going to run is going to break to the inside, whether it's a post, a slant, a dig route. There is almost nothing there going to be breaking outside for. So by shading inside, we're going to help take away those in-breaking routes and just tighten up those windows even more. So I absolutely love this deep route KO, especially you're going to see we're going to press our corners here. We're going to get right up in their face, and people are going to think they're going to be able to hit streaks just down the field. beat our press. But these players do such a good job. We shade inside here also. These players do such a good job ham fighting, really just riding them down the field, go step for step. And even if, look at here, he has a slight step on me, but at the catch point, Humphrey is able to jump up, his ability activates, and we get a pass breakup, and you are gonna see this a ton. Once again, deep route KO, shorting KO, working together, breaking out here on a corner out, good separation, 3 to 4 yards. Once again, like, he's catching the ball, we are not close to him, we get that good makeup speed, break up, and the ball is out. Once again, the amount of knockouts you are going to get running this, guys, is just going to blow your mind. Here's mid-zone KO again. We're on Sherman right here, and it's going to work when we're using this player as well. So I see this hook in the middle of the field, I drive on it, and when I get there, you see, even though I'm using this player, it activates and we get another nice knockout. The third improvement you can make is taking your quarter flats and manually putting them on hard flats. Quarter flats are consistently the most broken thing in match coverage. They don't play the flats very well. They get sucked inside to the middle of the field, and if there's any running back route to the flat, any drag across the field, they do not play it very well at all. So I find putting these hard flats on the field, it has very little effect on your match coverage, but you are gonna play the flats so much better and so much more consistent. But if you do want to run it this way, you have to make sure you are manually putting these players in hard flats, not shading underneath. The reason you don't want to do this is because when you shade underneath, now your match coverage players on the back end are also going to play short routes. So if they run a post down the field or a streak down the sideline, now your match coverage players on the back end are going to be trailing, and they are going to allow some huge passing plays down the field. But if you manually put the players in hard flats, that will not happen. The only other thing you have to be aware of is quarter flats are also going to match wheels when they go down the field. So if they have a slot back who's running a wheel, the quarter flat will match them. But because we're manually putting these players in hard flats, wheel routes will get open down the field. So if your opponent does realize this and starts to hit wheel routes, then you just have to leave your quarter flats out there and they will match them down the field. The fourth thing you can do to unlock your match coverage is user one of the 2 high safeties. Once you understand the assignments of everybody in match coverage, you are going to be able to take these safeties and help take away any deep shots, really limit the opponent's ability to glitch out your match coverage and expose it on the back. And if the player you are supposed to be matching stays shallow and goes to where you know you have help, now you are completely free. This is going to allow you to just have total freedom and help take away any routes that get open down the field, and you are going to make so many plays once you really understand how all of this works. So I've talked a lot about the adjustments I like to make when running this defense, guys. Manning up our corners, pressing, shading inside, putting our quarter flats in hard flats. That is what I like to do. You don't necessarily have to do it though. Your defense is still going to work. I definitely, if you want to run it my way with these abilities, I definitely recommend playing press on the outside, press man. But as far as the quarter flats, if you don't have time to get them in, or you just want to leave them base, their defense is still going to work. I just would prefer hard flats. But right here, we're going to see not running hard flats. We're using our safety at the top right here, just kind of shadowing. We see this player pick him up. This is what I talked about. Understanding your assignment. So at the safety, we are reading number 2. He gets vertical upfield, and that is our responsibility. We see match coverage basically all across the field, really nowhere to go. He tries to escape and he has to throw it away. And if you guys are enjoying what you are seeing so far and found this video helpful, some of the tips, definitely leave a like on this video. It helps the algorithm. It helps me a ton. And if you guys are new and you haven't subbed yet, you definitely should hit that sub button. I have so many in-depth videos on the way for you guys. Okay, once again, using these top safeties, don't necessarily have to have all the adjustments in, it just helps. We're reading here. So once again, number 2 is going vertical. That's our player. We're gonna go with him. But then we are using this player, and I see he's actually coming down to this crossing route. So we're gonna peel off, come underneath, we would have got the pass breakup, but then our 3-rec hook underneath gets acrobat activating and gets the pick underneath. But as the user, you can see I was helping on that cross, then I see that other route come open, be aggressive, come down and make a play. Now today I'm not going to actually get in depth on exactly how cover 4 quarters work, but I have already released a super in-depth video breaking down each position and what their assignment is. So if you want to check that out, guys, it's a super important video to watch. I will leave that down in the description. I definitely recommend checking that out. And then our 5th reason is really just why I think if you haven't yet, you should try out match coverage. And the reason is it is a totally unique coverage that most people playing Madden have no idea how to consistently beat, especially when you start to implement a lot of these adjustments. It is going to allow us to take away areas of the field that normal zone coverages can't, but it's also better than man coverage in my opinion, because when our players don't need to match up with someone down the field, now they're going to be dropping back into zone coverage and helping take away other routes and helping bracket people down the field. And this is going to lead to a ton of confusion and mistakes from your opponent. Now, I really believe match coverage is the best coverage defense you can play. But if you want to have a complete balanced defense that you can be confident in, no matter what the offense does to you, you need to be able to bring pressure and make the quarterback unsure if we are playing our match coverage or bringing heat. So if you want to run one of the best blitzes in Madden 22, you need to watch this video right here.